Good afternoon, everyone.
Sir, sir,
Hello.
sir,
হ্যাঁ, শুনতে পাচ্ছো?
sir,
Can you hear me?
uh, yeah, yes, sir, yes,
Okay. Okay, let
sir,
others come and we will start. হ্যাঁ, বলো।
sir, আমি না ওইটা পেলাম না।
তোমার তো কথাই কেটে কেটে যায়, তুমি কি ব্যবহার করো জানি না। জি, আসসালামু আলাইকুম স্যার।
স্যার, হ্যালো,
জি স্যার। হ্যাঁ, 1 মিনিট দাঁড়াও, অনির্বাণ 1 মিনিট দাঁড়াও। জি। হ্যাঁ। হুম হুম। হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ। अच्छा। अब पल्सटीला फिर से दिया जाए सर। हाँ, ठीक है, बुखार नहीं है। हाँ, पल्सटीला दे दो जी। ठीक है, दीजिए ना पल्सटीला। हाँ, खांसी कैसा है सर? अच्छा, ठीक है, दीजिए फिर से पल्सटीला, वही 0/1 0/30 जो चल रहा था उसका वही चला। हाँ हाँ, ठीक है। ओके। हाँ, अनिर्बान, व्हाट यू आस्किंग?
सर, सर,
बोलो।
आई वाज आई वाज टेलिंग दैट हमको वो अपेंडिक्स में नहीं मिला सर।
अपेंडिक्स नहीं मिला? ओके, आई
अपेंडिक्स
विल
में वो
टेल यू
वाला,
व्हाट।
हम्म,
क्या नहीं मिला अपेंडिक्स में?
वही वो आपको कल पूछा था ना हम एज इट इज टर्म ए देखे।
एज इट इज टर्म? वेयर एज इट इज टर्म?
सर वो इंट्रोडक्शन का सेकंड पैराग्राफ का लास्ट में जो था,
इंट्रोडक्शन के सेकंड पैराग्राफ के लास्ट में जो था। ओके।
एलोपैथिक एज इट इज टर्म वहाँ पे
Allopathy as
ए
it is
था
term.
ना,
Okay, okay, okay.
ए।
That you want to search that appendix, okay? Searching appendix for this introduction a bit difficult in this alignment because there is a misalignment for. You can search it for aphorism easily, but searching for the introduction is a bit difficult. Okay, so you have to number the appendix there and number the this here also in appendix. In introduction you have to number the a and number it here also. In the introduction you will get, in introduction you will get two para or page number 39 like that. Okay, these page numbers are not exactly matching with that we are following. So you have to follow in that sense. First, second, third, two, you will get to page, I think this homeopathy. First, open appendix.
अपेंडिक्स वो इंट्रोडक्शन वाला।
हाँ, introduction वाला. Okay. Now
हाँ,
go to again introduction. How many A you can see here? One, two,
थ्री थ्री।
and your A is the you are searching for is three. No. So here
या यस सर।
one, two, and three. Okay. Now this one only. I think this one was title. This A introduction was for title, and this was for uh, this one. Hahnemann invariably uses the word allopathy. Okay, this one is the
यस
required
यस सर।
appendix. Huh? This one is your required appendix. Okay, so in this way you have to search out because there are alignment gondogol. Okay,
अच्छा सर।
so once a minute I have to receive a call. हेलो, वालेकुम अस्सलाम, बोलो नसीब। कौन? अच्छा, तुमको हम 1 घंटा बाद फोन करो। अभी वो प्लांटेगो का ये करेंगे, कुल्ली करेंगे। हाँ, ठीक है। Okay. Let us start our class because we only have 1 hour time. So without any delay, we should start our class. Rest of the students will see the recording, or if they join later, they will follow refer to the recording. Yesterday we were discussing. Am I audible and clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yesterday we were discussing aphorism number, paragraph number 5. We have came to Tolle Causam, is it not? Needless to say that this Tolle Causam term is from Latin. Okay, we are not interested in those things from where these terms have been taken or that. Those all are theoretic medicine for us. Okay, Tolle Causam is a term we have got from the Latin language that will be important for your examination purpose. For practical examination, it is not necessary to know. You should know the meaning of Tolle Causam only. What is the meaning of Tolle Causam? Tolle Causam meaning by remove the cause. It is one of the allopathic philosophy of treatment. What in introduction Hahnemann is doing is reviewing the therapeutic part of allopathy, how the allopathy treat the disease, is it not? So one of the philosophy of allopathy is Tolle Causam. Remove the cause, and for removal of the cause you need to first discover the cause, so study of pathology and its diagnosis. Okay, so this term remove the cause has been, still this is a philosophy of modern school, still it has been the philosophy. Okay, where there you will find a pathology, just remove it and you will get the cure. That is the notion of allopathic medicine. Whatever endeavor you have to do, you have to remove that cause. Okay, previously it was removed by medicine, by emetics, by purgatives. Okay, now major operations are being done over that. If the tonsils are there, tonsillitis, you will still hear the modern school physician will advise to remove the tonsil. Okay, getting me? If there are styes, callosium, the modern school physician will ask to remove this stye or remove this callosium. Okay, if there is polyp in the nose, how many patients have been ruined by this notion, Tolle Causam? Remove the cause. If there is a polyp in nose, they will ask their patient to remove the polyp. Okay, but if this Tolle Causam was in true sense the causal cure, then that disease should not recur at the first hand. Okay, at the first end that disease should not recur. Tonsillitis cannot recur. Okay, you have removed the tonsil, but the patient have been suffering from other diseases. You have removed the callosium and the callosium is appearing again and again. Is it, this notion is correct or not? This notion is correct of removing the cause is correct or not? No, it is not. Okay, removing the cause will not help. The thing you are thinking of the cause of the disease is not actually the cause of disease, and this notion is still being followed in the old school. Lipoma, remove the lipoma and you will get cure. Is it so? Okay, there should no recurrence then, but there are recurrence again and again. Cyst, sebaceous cyst, you will get in your clinic ample number of cases where sebaceous cysts have been removed and again the patient is suffering from the cyst. Okay, patient was of good luck that again he is having cyst only, no other disease. Okay, but in some patient uh, these are actually doing harm to the patients. Okay, these are suppressing the immunity and the disease will go inside and inside and inside. Okay, first there was affection of tonsils, now there is affections of lungs, now there is affection of uterus, now there is affections of ovary. If you are thinking the disease is material, then this will result. You go on removing the cause and disease will change its effect. So what we have read, what we have underlined, greatest number of diseases are of dynamic origin and dynamic nature. Is it not? Have you underlined this? greatest number of diseases, and we have discussed about surgical diseases. Okay, true surgical diseases, those diseases which are only due to external causes, they are true surgical diseases. You cannot call a teratoma a surgical disease, because it has been maintained from inside, and removal of this teratoma without curing the dynamic disease is not going to help you. Okay, you are thinking that teratoma is the cause of disease. So what is the effect of the disease? If teratoma is the cause, where is the effect? So cause and effect goes on in succession. Okay, listen carefully what I am saying. There is a chapter in Stuart Close, cause and effect. We will read that. Cause, there is a law of causation. Cause and effect goes on succession. Okay, if there is a rain outside, I am giving you an example. Listen carefully. There is rain outside. Window was open. Rain come inside. The water lodged on the floor, and I went there and slept. I slipped over there. What is the effect? Effect is I have slipped. What was the cause? Cause was the floor was wet. Okay. Why floor was wet? Because the window was open. Okay. And why this rain come? Why, from where this water was coming? Because there was rain outside. Okay. If a boat is sinking due to hole, there is a hole in a boat and boat is sinking, you cannot say that remove the water. What will be the logical thing to do? Tell me, what will be the logical thing to do? Tell
Repair
me.
the hole.
Repair the hole or remove the hole. Okay, or close the hole. You are removing the water. You are running after the result of the diseases. Okay, why you are running after the result of the diseases? It will go on. The removing the result of the diseases will not going to help you until and unless it is causing and maintaining some mechanical symptoms. Okay, that we have discussed with the famous example of our cancer of the head of pancreas. Have we not? Cancer of the head of the pancreas causing blockage of the bile duct, and there is obstruction, and there is obstructive jaundice. So you cannot cure this obstructive jaundice because it is a mechanical symptom until and unless you focus uh, your mind on head of the cancer of the head of the pancreas. And that also, that removal of the cancer of the head of the pancreas is not the cure. Okay, because it is again an effect of the disease, the dynamic disease. We have discussed the greatest number of diseases are of dynamic in nature. Have we not? The greatest number of diseases are of dynamic nature. Okay, dynamic origin. This is called journey of disease. Disease will go on, go on, go on to settle any part of the organism, to manifest its effects. So what you are thinking of the cause of the disease, that is actually the effect of the disease, not the cause of the disease. So that open introduction by James Cross. Open introduction by James Cross. Fifth paragraph. Read it. Fifth paragraph.
It is impossible. It is impossible to all the antecedents positive of disease consequence. Tolle Causam is earlier said that than done.
Easier
How?
than done.
Sorry, sir. How then shall we remove or palliate these effects by medical substances? Here, Hahnemann steps in to say for the first time in all history, remove the effect and you remove the disease, the cause of the effect. Dicet effectus, dicet causa.
Okay, just underline this. Remove the effect. Hahnemann, what Hahnemann have said? Remove the effect and you will remove the disease. Cicet effectus, cicet causa. Cicet effectus, cicet causa. Okay. So what they were doing cicet causa, cicet effecta. Remove the cause, you will remove the disease. But Hahnemann says remove the effect and the disease will be removed. Now come to aphorism number 8. 8. Aphorism number 8. Read it.
It is not conceivable nor can it be proved by any experience in the world that after removal of all the symptoms of the disease and of the entire collection of the perceptible phenomena, there should or could remain anything else besides health, or that the morbid alteration in the interior could remain uneradicated.
Okay, so you, if you have removed the cause, so you have removed the symptoms, you must have removed the cause itself. Okay, you need not to investigate what was the cause and you need not to endeavor about the cause of that thing. Okay, until and unless it is giving some mechanical symptoms. I am saying again and again. Okay, now you see in there is a footnote to this aphorism. What is that? It is about Hofland's comment. Hofland said that homeopathy can remove the symptoms but the disease remain. The famous symptoms of Hofland, famous comment of Hofland regarding homeopathy, is it not? That homeopathy can remove the symptom but the disease remain. Why it was this footnote, you see, is the uh, came in a journal which was published in 1824. Till then, Hahnemann have yet to publish his theory of chronic diseases. Hahnemann was also facing the same difficulty. As we have discussed elsewhere, in previous classes, that Hahnemann has developed and keep of developing his diseases in regard of mode of treatment, in regard of doses, in regard of repetitions. Okay. So here also Hahnemann was facing similar difficulty. Hahnemann was facing this difficulty and started his research about chronic diseases way back in 1816. 1816, Hahnemann started his study of chronic diseases. Okay, he was facing a problem that every time the patient comes, he give the medicine and symptoms gone. But again, the patient is coming with the same symptoms or other symptoms. What that indicates? This indicates something is there which is keeping up the disease. Okay, and if there is a circumstantial, we can remove it and tell the patient to leave the, tell an asthma patient to leave the damp place of abode so that the asthma can be cured. But if there is no circumstantial evidence of the cause, manifest exciting cause, okay, which is keeping up the disease, the manifest exciting cause, aphorism number 7 and its footnote, the manifest exciting cause which is keeping up the disease, if there is no, then what it is which is keeping up the disease? This is the problem with Hahnemann also. Hufland have commented that homeopathy can remove the symptom but the disease remain, and same problem Hahnemann was facing, and thought that there is something which is keeping up the disease. Okay, clear? Now open up this aphorism number 9. You will say a here. You will see a here. Open appendix to that. A, appendix to that. 185, page number 185 in my book. If you find, then go to appendix 185 Aphorism number 2, appendix. Found? Found? Page number 185. Anyone who have found this? Page number 185 in Bijan's
Aphorism,
publications book. Yes. To aphorism number
aphorism 9,
9. To aphorism number 9. There is to aphorism number 5,
9 and
6,
10,
7, then 9. 2, 9.
9
Read
and
it. 9
10.
to no, not 9 and 10. 2 7, that is 2 7. 2 9. Aphorism number 2 9. 2 9. 2. Always to search out in appendix, always follow the letter 2 for aphorisms. 2 9. Got it?
Okay. Okay, sir. Expound the doctrine of
Ah.
vital force. That one, sir.
Aphorism number 9 to 16. 9 to 16 expound the doctrine of vital force, which appears in the fifth edition. In place of these, the first edition has the following. So vital force came in fifth edition. So I want you to follow. 1 second. Okay, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I want you to follow this aphorism number 12 of first edition. Aphorism number 12 of first edition. Read it.
The invisible morbid alertation in the interior and the complex of symptoms observable from without are consequently reciprocal and necessarily determined by one another. Both together constitute the disease in its entirety, eternity. That is to say, such a unity that the latter stands and falls with the former, that they must exist and disappear simultaneously,
Okay,
so that
they
whatever.
come and exist and disappear simultaneously. Okay, so if the effect is gone, the cause should gone. If the cause is gone, the effect should gone. If you are treating a lipoma and thinking that this is the cause of disease, the lipoma should go, the disease, the effect should go, but again the recurrence of that shows the cause still remains. Again the recurrence of styes shows that this still remains, cause still remains, callosian removed and again recur, that means the cause still remains. So if you are removing the cause, its effects should go. If you are removing the effect, cause should go. But that was not the case before the discovery of this chronic miasm, okay, by Hahnemann. Hahnemann was also facing similar difficulty, as Hufland comments that homeopathy can remove the symptom but the disease remain. Now after searching, Hahnemann reached out to the chronic miasms, that these are the causes which should be attacked if ever you want to attack a cause. Okay, now read the footnote of that aphorism number, that para number 5 footnote, and you will found a causa morburum chronicorum non venereorum, causa morborum chronicorum non venereorum. That 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11
Yes, sir.
12th line italic, underline that. 12th
Yes,
line
sir.
italic. So Hahnemann says, if ever you want to remove a cause, remove this. Otherwise, there is a futile effect of removing the cause. There is a futile effect of this removing the cause. Okay. Further, there is no necessary of doing internal things, means seeing what is going on in internal. The vital force giving enough symptoms to you to guide for cure, as a guide for cure. We will discuss it later on when we will discuss the aphorisms on vital force. Okay, how vitality produces symptoms and how these are the indication of symptoms, and how and where we will differ from Hahnemann in regarding that symptoms are the sole indication, signs are the sole indication. We will differ a bit from Hahnemann when we will study the aphorisms regarding vital force. So this was Tolle Causam. Remove the cause. Allopathic physicians, modern school physicians still says that removing this, you are removing a renal calculi again and again, and patient is coming with renal calculi again and again. Why it is happening so? There is a diathesis of forming renal stone. Correct that diathesis. Correct that diathesis, and that is can be traced back to psychotic nature. Treat the psychosis and you will treat the patient. Okay, you will be able to treat the disease. Removal of this appendicitis. What is this? Appendix, inflamed appendix. You have removed it. Okay, do you think you have removed the disease? No, you have removed a disease result. Disease is still being there in the body. Okay, disease is dynamic, and no chronic disease, write it down, no chronic disease can be cured, no natural chronic disease can be cured until and unless similar medicine applied. Okay, by no means a chronic disease can be cured. Patient will be suffering for years, for his life together, because chronic disease have a tendency to end with the end of the organism, and it is goes generation after generation. That is why we say sometimes that some chronic diseases needs 2 generations of treatment. Okay, some chronic diseases don't go in single generation. Okay, this much complex organism has become. We have read in aphorism para number 1, second line. Introduction, para 1, second line. In rude state of nature, but few medical agents were required. As the simple mode of living, admitted but a few disease, and those were of simpler kind. But now the advent of vaccination, too much use of antibiotics, the mode of living, chemicals, fertilizers, these things are rendering diseases more complex. Okay, and they need sometime a generation of treatment. Okay, so you will be suffering again and again. After removal of one product, the disease will settle down to other. The disease was in ovary, you removed the ovary. The disease settled down in the gallbladder. The disease in the gallbladder, you remove gallbladder. The disease will be settling down in the heart, according to the susceptibility of the organ, the weakness and the strength of the organ. And who will decide this weakness and strength? If there is a tuberculosis in the background family history, the lung is the weakest organ. If there is some cancer of the liver in the history, the liver is the weakest organ. These family history, past history is going to decide which organ is the weakest organ and which is going to be affected by the disease at first. Okay, disease. This is called journey of disease. Disease is dynamic nature. Remove the cause, then disease will settle down somewhere. Remove the cause, then disease will settle down somewhere, because you are not removing the cause, you are removing the result of disease. Okay, in true sense, if you want, that is the footnote, if you want to remove the cause, you should remove the sora. This is causa morborum chronicorum. Okay, and that is again a Latin term. Read from here. And thus it was one and the same the time proximate cause of the disease. Can you get that line? Can you get that line? So if read from here only. Greatest number of diseases are of dynamic nature. Read from here only.
Paragraph 5, sir.
Para 5.
Okay. For as far the greatest number of diseases are of dynamic spiritual origin and dynamic spiritual nature, their cause is therefore not perceptible to the sense, so they exerted themselves to imagine one. And from a survey of the parts of the normal inanimate human body, anatomy compared with the visible changes of the same internal parts in the person who had died of disease, pathological anatomy, as also from what they could deduce from a comparison of the phenomena and functions in healthy life physiology,
Hmm.
with their endless allotations in the innumerable morbid state pathology semiotics to draw conclusion related
A
to the
study of death.
invisible.
Okay, a study of death, semiotics.
Okay, sir. To draw conclusion related to the invisible process whereby the change which take place in the inward being of the man in disease are affected a dim picture of the imagination, which theoretical medicine regard as its prima causa morbi.
Okay, now you are a person died of lung diseases. You opened up and found that adenocarcinoma carcinoma was there, and this was the cause of diseases. But the person was not suffering for 1 or 2 months. The person was suffering for whole of his years. He was having so many morbid symptoms, and ultimately goes to adenocarcinoma. Now in every now and then, here and there, a person, you cannot say that person, I will treat this adenocarcinoma. Treat what is beyond that. That is the result of disease. Adenocarcinoma, what is you are founding in pathology, that is the result of the disease, and result of disease is changeable according to the constitution of the body. Okay, that is what the modification of sora we read. Now open aphorism number 80. Aphorism number 80. Okay, you will get in the second sentence. In the second sentence, see, I may say innumerable forms of diseases. Innumerable forms of diseases. Got it? Aphorism number 18. In different patient,
Yes, sir.
disease manifests itself as different type, because we are different bodily constitution, different mentally constitution. Okay, a same patient of typhoid. Okay, this is the means chapter of individualization in the next paragraph. A same patient of typhoid, you can say these are typhoid, these are the 3 4 cases of typhoid, but these 3 4 cases of typhoid can manifest some individual symptoms. Okay, one is thirsty, one is not, other is constipated, other is having headache. These things, individual stamps are there. So every disease, you cannot say that every disease will produce this adenocarcinoma only. Okay, that may go to lung, that may go to heart, that may go to brain. Okay, at different, according to different constitution, the modification of disease occur. Okay, you will get here so many secondary symptoms of sora. So many secondary symptoms of sora. These are, okay, you will get a mixture of sora, psychosis and syphilis also, but Hahnemann is saying these are of the sora only. So if you are being asked of secondary symptoms of sora, secondary syndrome of sora, this aphorism number 80, second part, you can tell. In 81, write modification of sora. Modification of sora. Write modification of sora and read it now.
The fact that this exactly extremely ancient infecting agent has gradually passed in some hundred generations,
Underline
though
this infective
many
agent. What is infective agent here? This is sora. Hahnemann talking
Sura.
about this here, this is referring to the last aphorism. Wherever you are getting any reference in the first few lines of the aphorism, this type of reference, you mean that this is related to the topic of the last aphorism. Okay, this without any name, a proper noun, it is using here a pronoun. Okay, this means that, what the topic of discussion in the last aphorism. So this is sora. This infective agent is sora. Now, some hundred of generation past, some hundred of generation. Underline this. Why there are so many symptoms? only three diseases, if there are only three chronic diseases, why there are so many manifestations? Why there are so many manifestations if there are only three diseases? Because these are the modification of disease according to bodily constitution. Everybody, every mental makeup, everybody have different mental makeup, have different physical constitution, have different place of abode. Okay, some hundred of generation pass through hundred of generation, million of human organisms, okay, underline this, have thus attained an incredible development. Okay, now innumerable morbid forms in great family of mankind. Then what a number of circumstances. Now if we consider what a number of circumstances, and you will get a footnote here, read that footnote. What circumstances is modifying Sura? Read it.
Some of these causes that exercise a modifying influence on the
Underline this.
transformation of Surah in
Underline this. Underline this. Modifying influences.
transfer
Underline this.
Surah into chronic disease manifestly depend sometimes on the climate and the peculiar physical character of the place of abode.
Two things: climate and peculiar character of the place of abode, where he is living. Is he living in a cold environment, or is he living in a hot environment, tropical country, like this? And climate. Okay, next.
Sometimes on the very great varieties in the physical and mental training of the youth, both of which may have been neglected, delayed, or carried to excess, or on their abuse in the business or conditions of life, in the matter of diet, regimen, passion, manners, habits, and custom of various kinds.
Okay, underline this. Underline all this. And two things: physical and mental training of the youth. That will also uh, also means decide the track of disease, where the disease will go. Okay, these are the modifying influences. Suppose two persons having Sora, one is affected by grief, okay, other is affected by anger. Okay, one is affected by grief, other is affected by anger. Now this will decide the track of disease, where the disease will go. Okay, this will lead to lungs and this will lead to heart. Okay, there is a this term or subject in modern psychology, that is psychopathology. Psychopathology. What kind of emotion will trigger what? Okay, no need to go in that detail, but you just to understand what these modifying influences are doing with the disease. And disease, always remember, are dynamic in nature. What has triggered? What was the trigger point? Okay, what was the triggering point? And that will decide where the disease will go. Okay, same thing can be can be told about this, about place of abode. What is the place of abode? Sora is going to produce, along with psychosis, the asthma like character. In damp places, the disease will, what kind of disease can be developed? Okay, on in tropical places, what kind of disease can be developed? So these are the modifying influences. Okay, you will seldom meet a case of suicide or suicidal insanity in Muslim and Jews personalities. Even if in Muslim and Jews there is suicide is prohibited by religion. Okay, the suicide, this is mental training. Suicide is prohibited, and it has been told that you will go straight to the hell if you commit suicide. So you will get seldom any suicidal insanity in Muslim and Jewish persons because of their mental training. Okay, that is deciding that this person is not going to commit decide. That mental training is deciding. That physical training is going to decide where this disease will end. Okay. So this customs, this diet over affected, sora is affected by overeating. Okay. The latent sora will be exploded by overeating. And what will happen next will be decided by the bodily constitution, whether he will be suffering from diarrhea or heartburn or these or that things. Okay, we will discuss these things in detail. Clear? Now come to this para number 6. So if you want to remove, all in short summary, if you want to remove the original cause, which is sora. If you are searching in the pathology, anatomy, what was wrong, that is not the disease, that the result of disease, and have been dependent upon the circumstances, upon the modifying influences the disease was having in the organism. Okay, so the disease was going to settle in the lung or ovary or liver. It was all to be decided by these influences and the internal bodily constitution, which organ was weakest or which organ was to be affected first. Clear? Now Tolle Causam, this altogether 3 chapters are there in this Tolle Causam. Okay, we have read this 6th paragraph. Paragraph number 8 is the last para of the first chapter. Just put a line, straight line after 8th paragraph. This is the end of first chapter of Tolle Causam. Tolle Causam in the introduction consists of 3 chapters. First, second, third. First chapter consists of altogether 8 paras. Okay, we are reading para number 6. Read it. Para number 6.
But this sublime problem, the discovery, namely a prior of an internal invisible
what is a
cause.
priori? What is a priori? What is a priori? What is a priori? Any guess?
Sir, वही मतलब the underlying cause which is causing the disease.
A priori is a logical term. No. Anyone? A priori is a logical term. Is a logical term, philosophical term. You will find it in philosophy, not going in detail. A priori has an opposite term, a posteriori. Write it there. A priori has an opposite term, a posteriori. Okay, let me give you an example. Without, 2 persons are there. One is telling about Darjeeling without going there and without reading anything else, travelogue or anything else. Means out of his imagination, চোখ বন্ধ করে হ্যাঁ দার্জিলিং এরকম 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 একটা জায়গা, ঠিক আছে? This is without visiting the place or without any concrete knowledge of that place. Out of his head he is telling this thing. This is a priori, before experiment. Okay, and there is a posteriori. A posteriori, one person after visiting Darjeeling for 3 months and came back and is giving the description of Darjeeling, which is to be reliable. Which one to be?
A posteriori.
A posteriori. After experimenting, this a priori are sometime useful. This we call a basic instinct. A basic instinct that animals or lower grade animals uses, that the sixth sense we are telling. Sometime a priori act in that sense. But in medicine, if you are telling things a priori out of your imagination, that has got no value. That this should be the cause. You are getting fever because of your blood count have been this and that. Okay, so you need a blood letting during the Hahnemann's time. This was the case, that you are getting epilepsy and there should be something in the head, so you need a craniotomy. This was of Hahnemann's time. Again, in our time, these are the things also. Okay, these are often that this is due to vitamin D deficiency, and the random use of vitamin D deficiency started for this testosterone and this impotency and these call of thing, and new research came that no, this is not correct. So from where you are getting this? You first someone imagine things, means not necessarily this, the examples I am giving about testosterone, there are the role of vitamin D in forming of testosterone, but let us research says the supplement of vitamin D is not going to cure this thing, okay, this impotency or erectile dysfunctions, or the supplement there is means random use of abuse of supplement, some supplement that this will cure that. In COVID-19 situation you have seen that abuse of vitamins. From where they are telling? They have not done experiments, they have not cure cases with this, without telling that this may do, this may help. Okay, they are telling this may help, but that is not the case. That is a priori. You need a posteriori knowledge, a posteriori. After doing this, after reaching Darjeeling, spending time there, and then tell what the Darjeeling looks like. Okay, now a priori, so it has a term opposite to it, a posteriori. Similarly, there are some logical terms in organon need to understand, and one term I have discussed somewhere, aphorism number 6, a morbid phenomena. Morbid phenomena. Phenomena has an opposite term in the logic, it is a logical term. Phenomena has an opposite term, which is, anyone? Phenomena, opposite of phenomena. Whenever you encounter any logical term in organon, try to find out the opposite, because these logical terms usually have an opposite term to that. Phenomena. Opposite to that, opposite term for phenomena is noumena. Write it down there. Noumena. We will discuss. Noumena is pathology, phenomena is symptoms. Okay, when we will discuss some philosophy of Richard Hughes, we will discuss this in detail. Now, a priori, read, go on reading.
A priori of an internal invisible cause of disease resolved itself at least with the more astute physician of the old school into a search under the guidance of the symptoms, it is true, for what might be supposed to be the probable general character of the cause of the disease before them.
Okay,
What
okay.
was
Now it is uh, underline this, probable general character, probable general character of the case of disease before them. Underline this, and now read the footnote to this.
every physician who treats disease according to such general character, however he may affect to claim the name of homeopathist, is and he ever will remain in a fact a generalizing allopath. For without the most minute individualization, homeopathy is not conceivable.
Underline this, generalizing allopath. Underline this, minute individualization, minute individualization. Underline this. Now tell me some remedies for typhoid.
Muriatic acid,
Very good. You deserve this comment of Hahnemann. You are a generalizing allopath. What you should answer? What your answer should be?
sorry,
Okay. What your answer should be? Sir, we don't treat typhoid. Okay. এই যে গালাগালি হানিম্যান দিয়েছে, এ আমাদের লোকের মতোই দিয়েছে, মানে আমরা যারা জেনারেলাইজ করি। হ্যাঁ, টাইফয়েড, মিউরেটিক অ্যাসিড দ্য ফার্স্ট, ওকে, টাইফয়েড, দ্য ব্যাকটেরিয়া, Gelsemium. Okay, so without minute individualization, you cannot treat the disease. Okay, uh, there are this particularly there are two extremes of homeopaths, particularly those who are following at one place of time. Hughes was so popular, Richard Hughes, and he was okay, and he was means such a homeopath, such a big homeopath, father of British homeopathy, means as if he was known that British homeopathy, he has such a big fan following, and he was such a converted homeopath, allopath, from allopath to homeopath. If you read his Materia Medica, he has clearly described this fever remedy, cough remedy, okay, remedy for typhoid, remedy for this pain, this type of pain, remedy for eyes, like this. So Hughes have classified in these things. That call. So we were disconnected. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what we were telling, that probable general character Hughes have made this thing popular, and they were using low potencies. Okay, sometime for practical purpose you can use these probable general character of diseases. Okay, for practical purpose, in that case you need to use low potencies, because the complexities of the organism cannot furnish the finer symptoms. Then you have to prescribe on the name of the diseases. Okay, so and that is also under the limit of homeopathy. That is not, we can means we cannot say that those who are doing this and prescribing on the name of disease or pathology are not homeopath. They are also homeopath, like Burnett, okay, have made pathology popular. The use of pathological things in homeopathy, he made it popular. Now open Boric's Materia Medica, written by William Boric. Preface written by William Boric. Open it. I will show you a thing. I will show you a thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. Para number 7. Open para number 7. And read it. Please read it for us.
The fact, this one, sir.
Uh-huh.
The fact is, we need any and every way of finding the right remedy. The simple smiley, the simple
The simple simile.
symptomatic simile,
Simile.
simple
Hmm.
simile. Okay. The
Hmm.
simple simile, the simple symptomatic simillimum, and the farthest reach of all the pathologic simillimum. And I maintain that we are still well within the lines of homeopathy, that is expansive, progressive science fostered and science fostering.
Okay, even the farthest reach, the pathological prescription, or in some cases you need to know the pathology. Now open the you need to prescribe on the basis of pathology where individualization is not possible. The disease has progressed to that uh, level where it cannot furnishes, vitality is so low that it cannot furnish the means it cannot furnish the finer symptoms to prescribe. Okay, suppose means I am blocked in a room and I am free. My hands are open, my mouths are open, my legs are not tired, and I can knock at the door, thak 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 thak. I can shout, help me, help me, help me. Okay, but the person who have blocked me in that room now came and put a sticker on my mouth. My hands are closed, my foot are closed. Now I can tell only and this you have to hear from outside. First case, I was furnishing the whole symptoms that I need help with this. I am this, please help me. Thak, thak, thak. I was doing everything because I was in my full vigor. Vitality was in its full vigor and furnishing all the symptoms for help. Now, the vitality has been so ruined that the vital force cannot furnish and just trying to cry out for help in some vague manner, vague pathological manner. Mouth is closed, tied, hands are tied, vitality is low, and telling and this you have to hear from outside. Okay, this you have to, as a physician, hear from the outside and help the crying vitality at your level. Okay, and the master prescribers are those when they recognize by that sound only. Okay, that and individualize by that sound only. Suppose one of my good friend, okay, knows me very well. He can recognize me by that yes, Ehtisham is inside. Okay, but those who don't know me, he can recognize some human being is inside, some male person is inside. What is this? This is probable general character. Someone is there and you have to help, whatever means you are getting, whatever crying by the vitality you are getting, so you can prescribe over then also. But if the vitality is furnishing the all the individualizing symptom, it is a crime to prescribe on probable general character. If vitality cannot furnish those symptoms, then you have to prescribe on the available symptoms. Individualization is not possible in that case. Okay, now open the therapeutic index of boric. Open the therapeutic index of boric. There is a therapeutic index here. Got it? Got it? Therapeutic index? And write it here. Got it? Therapeutic index?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Write it here. Heading. Give heading. Only used when the principal protocol of prescribing fails. You will get lots of pathological rubrics. Even in Kent, you will get pathological rubric. Kent was dead against prescribing upon the pathology, prescribing upon the name of the disease. He was dead against, but still you will get pathological rubric in Kent because he was also prescribing on pathological rubrics when there is a need, when you are not getting the minute individual symptoms. Okay, so read it.
Sir, can you please repeat what did you say only?
Only what?
Only used in
I said that many of the repertory, even Kent's repertory, are having pathological rubrics. That proves they were using these pathology. They were prescribing on the pathology basis of the pathology only when the vitality cannot furnish the minute individualization. Symptoms for minute individualization. When there are symptoms for individualization, you will go for individual medicines. Okay, not on the name of the disease. But if there is no uh, minute individualization is possible because of the weak vital force which cannot furnish the finer symptoms, then you have to prescribe whatever the symptoms are available, even the farthest reach of all the pathological simillimum. There are organ remedies of Burnett, okay, prescribing chelidonium and cyanothus for spleen and chelidonium for liver. Okay, there are helonius for uterus, like this. These are the organ remedies. Okay, people are using this and getting result. That is not outside homeopathy. Again, you must give it in single dose, means not single dose, in single, not mixture. You are giving 2-3 medicine at a time. No, you cannot. 2-3 medicine. Single medicine is the law of homeopathy. Law of simple, law of single, law of minimum. Okay, these are the laws of homeopathy. You cannot transfer this law and tell that this is means correct. Law is law. There may be some exceptions, but exceptions don't make a rule. Okay, there may be some exceptions in 2 or 3 cases. In 100 cases you have seen where you may need 1 or 2 medicine together, but that is exceptions, and exceptions don't make a rule. Okay, rule is that you have to use single medicine for any given case. Okay, you use your pathological rubric, you use your therapeutic index. If there is no individualization furnishes, if the vital force is so weak that it cannot furnish the symptom, okay, individual symptom. Now read the therapeutic index. What is written there?
Any attempt to select the proper homeopathic remedy for any case except by the study of totality of symptoms must prove futile. In order
Okay,
to prescribe homeopathic,
firstly they are telling, firstly he is telling that any attempt is futile without totality of symptom.
okay. In order to prescribe homeopathically, the essentials for so doing must be observed, that is, to let the characteristic symptoms of the individual patient, largely independent of the pathological nature of the case, be paramount in selecting the remedy.
Okay, let it be paramount in selecting the remedy, and these characteristics are always found especially in these 3 symptoms. What are those? What are those? Location.
Such
You will
characteristics
find
are
characteristics. Hmm?
in location, in sensation, in modality.
Location, sensation, and modalities. You will find your characteristics. The location of the knuckles of the finger. Famously, you will get a means article in Boning Hussein's lesser writing where he prescribed sepia on the basis of location. These knuckles are very important location for the sepia. This location, okay, where this is affecting, whether it is the right side of the body, left side of the body, and you can easily reach to your medicine, this location. I have heard a case of a prescription of teucrium. Okay, what are you telling? No, that master will observe and individualize even if the vitality is so weak and can furnish only vague symptoms. The head of the cancer of the head of the humerus was cured by Dr. One of the famous stalwart of Calcutta. I have heard it from one of my teacher that he prescribed teucrium in 12 potency for the cancer of the head of the humerus, and the only thing the students got from that, the teucrium has a particular affinity towards the head of the humerus. Okay, this was the only thing, affinity of the head of the humerus. Teucrium, can you think of prescribing teucrium in case of head of the humerus cancer? But the master can observe and individualize the case even the only vague symptoms are present. I told you no that the person who know me, who is close to me, can recognize me even if I am making a sound with a bound mouth, with a tied up mouth. Okay, because he know me closely. So master of the prescriptions knows the medicines, knows the disease so closely, even they can individualize in those cases. But for us, for beginners like us, we, in those cases where we are not getting individual symptoms, we are allowed to prescribe on pathological symptoms. Then the case will come up. The case will come up. खेती करने के लिए you have to remove, for farming you have to remove some weeds, then you start your farming. Okay, prepare the body, prepare the patient for the polycrest. Before you prescribe for polycrest, these small medicines, this pathological simillimum, the pathological simili will make your case easier. Okay, so this is for individualization. This is all about we have discussed regarding individualization, when it is needed and when it cannot be done, what to do. Okay, clear? So any question you are having, we will discuss in next few minutes, and then we will close our session today.
सर सर तो ये वाला वही हुआ ना, जैसे मेंटल डिजीज में जहाँ थोड़ा थोड़ा सिम्टम मिलता है, उसके बेसिस पे प्रिस्क्रिप्शन करना पड़ता है,
Hmm.
ऐसे ही
Okay,
तो हुआ कुछ।
one-sided diseases
या
where you are getting so less symptoms, and you have to prescribe over that only. Okay, but that is also following the individualization. You are following, you are getting some symptoms, some peculiar symptoms. Let me read you the aphorism. 175. 175. Why you are getting so less symptom? Why you are getting one-sided diseases? Aphorism number 175.
because
Aphorism number 175.
yes sir, shall I read?
Hmm.
In one-sided disease of the first kind, it is often to be attributed to the medical observer's want of discriminant, that he does not fully discover the symptoms actually present, which would enable him to complete the stage of the portrait of the disease.
So why you are getting less symptom? Because of incompetency from our side. Okay, we were not able to take the case. First. Second, aphorism number 76. 176.
There are, however, still a few diseases which, after the most careful initial examination, present but one or two severe violent symptoms, while all the others are but indistinctly perceptible.
Okay, still, if the case taking has been done properly, every angle have been seen, and still you are getting a one-sided disease, that means it is a one-sided disease. Now, aphorism number 177.
In order to meet most successful such a case as this, which is of very rare occurrence, we are in the first place to select, guided by these few symptoms, the medicine which
These
is
few
our
symptoms,
judgment
underline this,
in the
these few symptoms only, guided by these few symptoms only. First place. Whatever available, you have to prescribe over that only. Okay? Now, there are instances where there are only general, means Hahnemannian general symptoms are present. Debility, loss of appetite cannot be modified with modalities or sensations. Now read aphorism number 178.
It will no doubt sometimes happen that this medicine selected in strict observance of the homeopathic law furnishes the similar artificial disease suited for the administration of the and is much more like to happen when these few morbid symptoms are very striking, decided, uncommon and peculiar distinctive characteristics.
Okay, If that symptom was decided and PQRS, peculiar characteristic symptoms, then cure can happen in that case. First instance, first shot cure is there. Underline this. If those few symptoms are very characteristics, if those few symptoms, you are getting only one symptoms of means whenever patient is going to toilet, he is lacrimating. Lacrimation is there. If only these symptoms you are getting, and this is very peculiar for thuja, and you prescribe thuja and patient is cured, this can happen also when there are few symptoms are present only, but those few symptoms can be weighed in gold. Those symptoms are very peculiar to such and such medicine, and prescribing that will cure the case. Okay, so one-sided disease where there are very few symptoms are present, this should be our approach. Okay, and sometimes these cases can be cured with our medicine at first selection because we have taken the symptoms correctly. Clear? But there are cases where only Hahnemannian generals are present, no modification of symptoms. What do we mean by Hahnemannian generals? What do we mean by Hahnemannian generals? Open aphorism number 153, 153, second para, 153, second sentence, 153, second sentence. I am reading. The more general and undefined symptoms, underline this, more general and undefined symptoms, loss of appetite, headache, debility, rest of sleep, discomfort, so forth, demand but little attention when of that vague and indefinite character. If they cannot be more accurately described as symptoms of such a general nature, Hahnemannian general, this is Hahnemannian, not Kent's general. Kent's general is different thing, are observed in almost every disease, almost every drug. Loss of appetite, ঘুম হচ্ছে না, খিদে পাচ্ছি না, ঠিক আছে? These are the symptoms of Hahnemannian general. Okay, these cannot be taken to be prescribed. But what if only these are present? We should prescribe over this only. Okay? What if these are also not present? Just the pathological reports are there. রোগ নেই, means কষ্ট নেই, রোগ আছে. You are finding disease on paper, but there is no costo. Then also you have to prescribe. And there are instances where kosto ache, rog nahi, symptoms are there but cannot find anything because disease has not yet settled down. Okay, the moment the disease will settle down, it will give the investigative results. Clear? Any question? Anyone having any question?
Clear, sir.
Okay, so we will end up here. We will end up our discussion here. We will meet tomorrow, same time. If anyone seeing the recording and having some question, you can ask me in group or personally on WhatsApp. Thank you.